All right, wonderful. Next we have Fidelity Bank, and where is Nan? Oh, there's Nan. Okay, so I was looking for her. So first of all, who banks? Everybody, right? Now over the years, I know we lost the personal touch at banks. A lot of times you're just a number, So if you really need a personal person to talk to or to be there, Nan's been with Fidelity Bank for a while, so come on up. And she can tell you a little bit more about her bank, but also how they can help you protect your money at the bank. Nan?
A lot of the information I was going to share with you about protecting your identity and whatnot, Officer Lynn went over with you. But again, I will share. I'm Nan Brown, and I manage the office here in Cumming for Fidelity Bank. I've actually been in banking for over 40 years. I started my career at C&S Bank. Does anybody remember Citizens Southern Bank? Yeah. Okay.
Worked there.
Oh, did you?
Started their data processing center.
Okay, all righty. Well, those.
Right software that you use.
Okay, those are really the good old days about banking, when a customer could call us up and say, I'm buying a car, and I want to come in tomorrow to sign the loan papers, and we were like, okay. And then deregulation occurred in the 80s, and character replaced cash flow. So I've worked for a number of banks, and one of the reasons why I left a larger bank, I was in private banking and wealth management. They wanted me, I got various licenses, and then they wanted me to get my Series 7, and I didn't want to be a stockbroker. I wanted to be a banker, because that's what I enjoy doing. So I left the larger bank and I came to Fidelity. Fidelity Bank is a local chartered bank here. We started out in 1974 and by Jim Miller, who also started his career at C&S Bank. But we are at the top end of the community banks because we're $4.5 billion in assets, and we've got 47 branches in Metro Atlanta area, 18 in Florida. We've got 75 ATMs between Georgia and Florida, and we have over 30 mortgage offices. So what I really appreciate about Fidelity is that our chairman doesn't believe in voicemail. So when you call any of our branches, you're going to actually get a person and a name and a phone number that you can, go back to. So I really appreciate that about him.
She goes, yes, David?
Yeah, yes. We do get to know, and that was the other thing. Our bank really encourages a relationship, that we get to know our customers and whatnot. And because the management is local, that we're just very sensitive to building that kind of relationship with all of our clientele. So, let's see here. We offer all the same bells and whistles as every other bank. But again, I think it's the relationship that we have. So we do have a coin counter at all of our branches. So for our customers, if you have any spare change, we don't charge for it, and you can bring your coins in, and we can, the machine counts them up for you. We don't charge foreign ATM fees. If you're interested in getting any service charges from your banks, just keep that in mind, because we don't charge you the foreign ATM fee. And when you go, as another bank does, you'll get hit twice when you bank with some of the other banks. But if you just let us know about your ATM fees, we refund $3 a month or up to $10. But to talk to you a little bit about identity theft, and of course, as Officer Lynn shared, identity theft is actually when someone steals all your personal information and uses it, and which is a crime, and it can wreak havoc into your lives and take a lot of time and patience and money to get it resolved. Has anyone here had their check card compromised? I know y'all mentioned your credit cards, your check card. Okay. It can wreak havoc on your cash flow. So be careful about where you use your check card. And as soon as you find that your check card's been compromised, notify the bank, and we can stop that card from being issued. We're very sensitive nowadays because there is so much fraud that we're seeing. The fraudsters will purchase gift cards in the grocery stores for smaller amounts now. They used to do the big hits like $300 or $400 or $500. Now they've scanned it down to like $50 increments, at Walmart and the grocery stores buying gift cards. So,
Can you explain the difference between like a check card and a credit card? Or,
Yes.
You know, what the pros and cons?
well, a check card is a nice convenience because it comes out of your checking account, right? A credit card, as you all know, you can dispute a credit card without it impacting your cash flow, and you have 60 days to dispute the credit card transaction. You have 60 days to dispute the check card transaction, but you've already been impacted by your cash flow. And it can take as much as 10 days to get your money back. So I'm very sensitive to my customers who don't have the luxury of a lot of extra cash. So we try and go the extra mile and call the merchant while we're there and ask the merchant, for a refund, tell them it was a fraudulent transaction. We've had a lot of good success with that. So my customers have been able to get their money back faster than waiting for us to submit the dispute and someone else back office working it. So, go ahead.
Recently, I had a friend whose checkbook was taken
Yes,
and their signature forged.
yes,
And they found out later that their checking accounts had been cleaned out.
yes.
How long do they have to be able to dispute that? They were told that they couldn't dispute it.
Oh, no, you can dispute it. I mean,
What's the time?
well,
frame?
when there's a fraudulent check, you don't have a specific time frame. I mean, someone's going to respond to it as soon as they find out about it. So I don't think it would take anyone 60 days to find out their checkbook has been and their account's wiped out. But legally, to my knowledge, there's no time frame. I mean, if you would go in and sign fraudulent affidavits. I had a commercial customer had mail taken. They mailed out bills, and somewhere between the post office or the recipient of the bill, the recipient never received it. And so their checks were washed, kept the same signature, and sent through the bank. So all you have to do is come in and sign forgery affidavits stating that those are not your checks, and the bank should give and refund your money. So, yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I'd just like to add to that, what she's saying, there's a death involved with, the checkbook is missing.
Okay. So the person that died, so the person whose checkbook is missing had passed away?
Yes, and someone else got the checkbook and has written
Checks.
several $1,000s.
Right. Well, the executor it's probably moved into an estate now, but,
It's just a very recent death. I mean, like this past week,
Yeah.
she passed away, and her husband had no knowledge of this, and we looked at it, and it's.
is he on the account?
He's on all but one of the accounts.
Okay.
I realize this is getting very
Yeah.
detailed and specific.
Yeah.
so sorry.
Well, he should be able to go in and just, and talk to his banker and sign the
But the
appropriate.
bank has even said, yeah, that's not her signature, so.
Right,
But
and-
they've also told him that there's nothing he can do about it. Which doesn't make any sense.
No,
It
no,
sounds
it
like
doesn't
somebody
make any
doesn't-
sense to me.
it doesn't
And he
sound
just
like
needs to
that.
take it up farther up the ladder.
Question,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the question.
Yeah,
Because it's like,
yeah.
no, it's insured, and you
Yeah,
just need to fill
yeah,
out a report. and
Yeah,
sign it.
he needs to make a police report. The bank will ask him to do that, and then he needs to go in, and I have found sometimes the younger generation will stay within, they don't listen to the rules that they had when they were growing up, but by darn, if we give them a manual and say, this is our policy, they don't seem to deviate from it. And he just needs to take it up the ladder and find somebody that, yeah,
We will encourage
yeah,
you to do so.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome, you're welcome. Pardon me?
What bank is she speaking?
North Georgia,
Oh, okay. Anyway, one of the things I do want to encourage, and Officer Lynn mentioned, is about your medical bills. If you get like EOBs and things like that in the mail, make sure that, you don't, or you shred that information and you keep it protected, because it has information on there, and there's even fraud where people have used medical insurance. And so if you may get a bill for a service that you did not receive, don't necessarily think the doctor's office made a mistake. It could be an indication of something greater. And also, if they come back and say that you've already reached your benefit limit, and you know you haven't. So those are some indicators.
What is an EOB?
Oh, explanation of benefits, sorry. Sorry, yeah. Anyway, and Officer Lynn commented on phishing, farming, and skimming. And phishing is those emails that you may get saying from my grandson, I'm traveling or whatever. And definitely reach out to the families. Don't respond to those. Farming is where you're sent an email and they're asking you to click on this website because they want some information from you. You need to make sure you validate the website. And also, all secure websites are going to have the HTTPS, S being for secured, for you to enter your information on. And skimming, and he gave very good advice. Be careful of the gas stations and ATMs. Skimming is like an X-ray kind of material that they slide it into the card insert. And you may not be able to see it, but you can feel it. So if you're in an area that you're unfamiliar with, just make sure you run your fingers around the part where you're going to enter your card. And if you feel anything stick out, then don't use that machine. Yeah.
Is this a rumor or is it true where they can scan your information from your wallet?
No, that's true. And there are these RFID wallets that you can purchase. And then one of the things that you should do is never carry any more ID than what you need. So you carry your driver's license and a credit card. And especially when you're traveling, because you just don't want to, allow them to have any more information. But yeah, they can. If you are a victim of identity theft, you'll want to make a fraud alert on there's 3 credit bureaus, and there's information further on in that. Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. That's not me, is it? No. Okay. And so make sure you put a fraud alert out there. You can do an initial fraud alert for 90 days, or you can do a permanent one that will last about 3 years. There is a cost to the longer alert. I think it's just about $10. It doesn't mean you can't use your credit cards now. It just means you can't get new debt. You can't get a new credit card unless you unfreeze it. Yeah.
Equifax is free.
Equifax is $3, yeah.
Free to everybody.
Oh, free. Well, it's free if you're over 65. So,
Free for a reason.
that's
they give it
that's
to
the
everybody.
website. But it might be free now. And
It is free now
because of the breach, yeah. Yeah.
They say that, but they asked me for my card anyway, and they billed me.
Well, they say, I heard that the website they offered for you to put your social in, and you can see if your information's been compromised. And of course, it tells everyone their information's been compromised. And if you click further on, if you join whatever service that they're offering, it precludes you from being part of any class action suits or being able to sue them later. So just for your information. But anyway, if you're a victim, you want to make sure that you file the fraud alert on your credit bureau and the identity theft report. And you'll want to make sure that you keep a log of all your phone calls and who you talked to and the dates and what you discussed. When you have to mail documents, make sure you send a certified return receipt. Keep a filing system and keep a timeline for when you do talk to the police. They might come back to you at some point and investigate, because there are rings of folks that will do this crime. So an identity theft report is actually found, and I've got some handouts. There's 2, and it gives the website. This one's identity theft, and it has the website and phone number on the back. And there's this information too, but this will guide you on going to the website to actually complete the identity theft report. You'll need that and a police report, and then you actually mail it to the Federal Trade Commission so they can they'll keep your information. The three, next, yeah. These are the three credit bureaus, but again, the handouts that you can get, pick them up afterwards, have this information, so you can call and put an alert out. Make sure to protect yourself, and Officer Lynn went over a lot of this, just to keep your financial information locked up, limit what you carry. Do not carry your Social Security card. Be careful of your mail, and he touched on how they do pay people to take mail out of your mailbox. It's much better for you to actually take your letters and bills, not letters, but bills and whatnot to the post office to mail. Also, credit card offers. There's a number here in a website, because this information is not on my handout, but this optoutprescreen.com. You can opt out for 5 years from receiving all these credit card offers. And the less offers you receive, the less likely a fraudster will get one out of your mailbox. You know, these pre-approved kind of offers. And if you do get any of those, make sure you shred them or tear them up. Do not just pitch them in your trash can, because they will go through your trash. I had a customer whose identity was stolen just from his wife throwing away some of those pre-approved credit cards. Oh, yeah, sure. It is 1-888-567-8688. And the website is www.optoutprescreen.com. And that's an easy site to maneuver through. But if you have any questions, please, my cards are out there. I'll be happy to chat with any one of you, whether it's related to my bank or not. Back in the day, 40 years ago, a banker was always a good resource, so I still like to fulfill that role that I felt like I was mentored to be. But feel free to call me.
I'll ask a question, because
Yep.
this comes up a lot with clients about checks.
Yes.
Which, now that I've listened to a TED Talk on this not too long ago, it's really the dumbest thing if you think about it. It's got all your account number on
Right,
there,
right.
and it has your signature, and you give it to people like your yard man or your
Right.
handyman, or you put in the mail. And so, like, we ordered checks for our office this week, and all you do is you call up Vistaprint or yourbanker.com, and you can order any number you want.
Right.
I mean, I could just make up a number, and you could order that, and then if you can get someone's signature. So can you comment on, what do you think about checking today? I mean, is there a way around writing
Well,
checks from
Yes, I mean, you could avoid checks by using bill pay, if that's appropriate. Some of the older generation, I take care of my dad and my aunt, and they like writing checks. So there's,
they go to the publish?
they
write
do,
their check?
yes, they do. So you could use a credit card. That will also minimize things, but those would be
Well,
my,
I'll give you one suggestion, because keep a checkbook that has low balance in it, and have
Oh.
your savings account, and move it over as
Yeah.
needed, because if someone gets that and can write a $10,000 check,
right. Right.
it'll be it could be 10 days to get that 10,000 back, so.
If you do a lot of internet purchases, if you don't put it on a credit card, which is the best, I think, for you to do, but if you prefer to handle it by cash, I really recommend that you open up a separate checking account for your internet purchases, and you can have a check card on that account, but it would eliminate people, if your card was compromised, they're just not going to be able to do a lot of damage, so, yeah.
What's your opinion on using PayPal?
You know,
They say they're
oh,
the safest,
right,
for
and
online purchases.
yes,
and
I have-
pay for things and stuff.
yeah, I have used PayPal, and I've not heard anything negative about it, I don't know, it's really a personal thing. I'm not,
Especially for paying strangers.
yeah. So, you can manage the risk. Not Clark Howard, Dave Ramsey talks about LifeLock, that you can purchase that for a minimum amount a month, and they will help protect, your identity and defend you and whatnot. Did you have a
I
question?
was just gonna say, I've gotten these emails that say your PayPal account has been charged a certain amount of money. I don't have a PayPal account,
Oh.
but I've called PayPal, and they have been very good to work with. And they gave me a website of where to send, this email as it is a spam type thing. That's the only dealings I've had, but it's been very positive. I've had 3 of those.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a quick question. On the checks, a lot of times, well, for all my nieces and nephews, I send them a check for their birthday rather than cash in the mail.
Right.
So,
You could do a Visa check card,
Okay.
is another option instead of a check.
Okay.
I don't know about your kids, but my kids take forever to cash the check.
months.
And,
months
and,
months.
and which is near, so I learned to give gift cards like that, the
Well,
Visa.
that's a good idea. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, and do that, so, all righty. Okay, well, thank you for your
Well, thank you,
time,
Amy.
thank you.